Now today I got something very special. This is the NVidia Shield. This is their version of the Fire Stick. This is the Fire Sticks of Fire Sticks, I guess. It's on fire. But anyway, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help. And leave me a comment below. Let me know, what is your all-time favorite movie for the summer? What is your what are the movies that you have to watch this summer? For me, it's always Major Payne and it's always The Sandlot. I am, year after year, I'm always watching those two movies over the summer. It's just a good summer movie. It's like a good kickoff. Now, I will leave in the description below links to this stuff as always. And what we're going to do is we're going to unbox it, everything that you get inside, everything that is pre-installed, and the actual specs of the device. So let's go ahead and jump into this right now. Now, here you go. The packaging on this thing was insane. The unveiling of the product and everything, how I pulled it out was just, I was like, wow, that is awesome. That was super cool. First impression on some of this stuff is very, very nice. I'm totally impressed with how NVIDIA has their packaging. Very, very good. You get a quick little start guide here. The quality on this is very clean. Your support guide here for the Shield stick, which is, again, different languages, different stuff. Very clean. Everything is just put together. I don't expect anything less than NVIDIA to have some great stuff, which there it is. Here is your power cable. So this is very good. It is put together very nice. Even though it looks like little dinky and nothing special about it, the quality of this stuff just feels very comfortable. Now, the one thing I am missing here is an HDMI remote, HDMI cable. So I did pull one out. Luckily for me, I have lots of spares for this stuff, so I am bummed out that it does not have an HDMI cable, but that is okay. The one thing I tell everybody is make sure you guys get your good 4K cable anyway. So here is the remote. Now, the first thing is, it's kind of weird how it's got that triangle thing right there. It's kind of weird. I think that's kind of cool. They have a little Easter egg right there on your NVIDIA. It's got this little thing here. I'm guessing push down or something. I'm not sure why that's there, but it's there. So after playing with it for a second, I had to stop and see, like, okay, how do I get to the remote batteries? Because I see this little thing, which means this is going to be going downwards, which is it. So this is how to do it. You got to hold this down here. You got to push this at the bottom of the remote. So this is the NVIDIA logo right there. And then the best thing is just slide it down that way. Now be careful, because this does come up and it will scratch your thumb. It is very, very hard to take this thing off. It's not that easy, but just to let you guys know, this is where you can change the batteries. Now, the new batteries, this is cool how the other one had that circle one. Now you get two AAAs, which is going to be good. And then to put it back on, you just put it on. It's very heavy duty, like the way this thing is. Now, the positive thing is again, see how hard it is to take off. I'm really trying there. So see, it's everything is locked in right there. I'm gonna go ahead and try this again. There you go. So once you take it off the first time, it becomes easier, and then it does snap on. So again, just taking this off and is just scratching the crap out of my hand. So it's great. It's a really good remote. However, like, come on, NVIDIA, like, do I really have to push really hard to get this thing off and pretty much cut up my hands? It's a good remote, but that's I just wish they would have been a little bit smarter with that. So I'm actually kind of irritated, I guess you could say, with this. So great stuff, but yeah, I'm not happy with it. Now, when it comes to the actual remote, the buttons seem very good. Everything feels very durable, very soft and easy to use. As long as you're not opening it up, and as you can see, I'm already starting to bleed there a little bit. This should be pretty good. You got your back, your menu, your forward, pause, and your sound, your up volumes. You got your backwards, you got your mic, so everything's all built in. So right here, just playing with it, I kind of broke the seal a little bit better, so it is working somewhat better now, where I don't have to eat up my palm doing that. So there you go. Now look at this giant thing. This is supposed to be like their Fire Stick version. It has NVIDIA right there in the front. this tube looks kind of cool in my opinion. And of course I'm going to try to open it and twist this thing on, but it doesn't look like this thing comes off at all. This is where your power is going to go in the front, and then right there is your Ethernet cable. So it's very, very nice. Just two things here to connect. Now I am going to be testing the Wi-Fi on this thing. Now here it looks like you do get a TF card slot at the top, and then right below that is your HDMI cable right there. So that's your TF slot, that's your HDMI. And then this button down here looks like that's going to be like your reset button, which is pretty nice. Now the material on this thing just seems a little bit, it's interesting. It feels a little bit on the cheap end. They made it look a little bit shiny, but I'm not too highly impressed with the actual stick. I was hoping it was going to be maybe a little bit smaller, but we'll see. NVIDIA always has some good cards there. So let's go ahead and plug this one in and see everything, see what the big fuss is all about. So here we go. I got everything pretty much ready to go. Everything is there. I already got the batteries in here. So let's go ahead and plug this in, and there it goes. And you do got to push a little bit harder. Everything with NVIDIA seems like you got to just push it just a little bit extra hard, and then there you go. So it's kind of weird. I can't really mount this anywhere. I can't stand it up because I have the cables there. So kind of weird how they have that. I'm not sure why they would do something like that where I can't mount it. I'm probably gonna have to buy something else from them, but yeah, I don't know. I wish they kind of would have moved it somewhere else where I don't have to do anything with it. Now I am going to be using this remote, and here it is. Everything works very good. Like I wasn't expecting anything less with the remote on the Shield. It's just really weird. It's not comfortable at all within the hand. It's just kind of, I don't know. I'm not really too impressed with the remote. It's not as good. It feels comfortable with the buttons and everything and the smoothness on everything, but again, the whole battery thing coming out like that, I'm just not that big of a fan. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera left here. And then from here, you just got to follow the on-screen instructions. It's going to say to sign in here, sign in there, put in your device, and then you are good to go. Now, after going through every single screen, and it's just crazy how many things that you could add here. I'm going to add a couple things here that you could do. You could add several applications, which is pretty neat. And then you could just either continue, you could add all the apps, and it's good. Now, one of the things here, it says there's already an upgrade going on, but it gives you a little bit of a, this is how you use your remote, this is how you get to your settings, this is your back, your volume, your home. So it's got some pretty good basic stuff here, and then with the Shield experience is already updating and upgrading to its latest and greatest. Now, the one thing I will say about this remote is, the one positive thing I would say is when you do put it down, it has this cool little, almost like its own little kickstand. So it's there. It looks pretty neat. It's not like some of those other remotes that just look like what the heck is that? You know? So that's pretty neat how you can put it in any direction like that and you can see it. And then of course with that bottom platform, you could set it up right there. Very, very cool. So pretty neat. I like that aspect of it. So I didn't want to be negative Nancy with everything. So here we go. It's starting to load up. So this is very, very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera here. And at the top, you got all apps. You got your Netflix, YouTube, Prime. You got plenty of stuff here. And of course, it's telling me something about an update. So that's very neat. All I have to say is like it's ready to install. Cool. So it's just going to update itself. From here, you got your notifications. This one, it just says it's ready to update. You got your settings. This is how you could get to all that stuff. Now the cool thing here is you could also either click to type or use your speech. Now with this, if you do come here and select apps, everything that's installed with this will pop up right here. So you got your games, you got some of the pre-installed. I chose your Disney Plus and YouTube to be installed while I did everything, which is very nice. Now if you back out of here, you could have different types of settings. So here's like YouTube recommended. So this is something that if you want to see what they have recommended, that's cool. You got your Prime Video, featured, trending, and then here is like apps, like just highlighted apps that you can get on top of that. Now the other thing is if you go to customize channel, you could add more stuff here. So like YouTube, you could add your trending or your recommended. If you don't want something, you could just uncheck it and you're good to go. Your promotional channels, if you're like, okay, I don't really want to see that, I just uncheck this, back out, and check it out. It's not there anymore. And now if I want it back, I could just click it and add it back, and then we're good. Now the cool thing is not all the apps will have this, but like Disney Plus, I know they'll have their own shortcuts. If you're like, hey, I don't want to see this one, you could also come here and you could minus or subtract it, which means you'll get rid of it. Or if you're like, hey, I really like this one, you could click on this and then just move it to any location that you like. So that's very, very neat. Now we're going to go ahead and test the remote out with the talk thing. So I don't know if it says, hey, Bixby, if it's going to accept that or not. Hey, Google, is it going to be voice remote? Hey, Google. Nope. So, okay, so I definitely got to push the button and then it's going to do its thing. So let's try this. Install Chrome. So it says that it didn't pull anything. So I'm guessing it's just going to be like searching whatever I have when it comes to apps. So let's try this. Chrome. So I said Chrome and it's going to take me to YouTube results. So, okay, so it's just going to search for YouTube stuff. It's not going to search like the Google Play Store or nothing like that if you're looking for something. So if you are looking for something, you're going to have to come here, Play Store, and then you're going to come here to whatever it is that you want. So here's all your featured stuff, and you guys pretty much know how the Play Store works. Now let's look at some of the capabilities of this device. Now let's look at some of the specs within the device and exactly what you get. So first off, this is running the NVIDIA Shield TV and the platform is Tegra. It has 2 gigs of dedicated RAM, and I believe this thing is advertised as 8 gigs of internal storage. Now after all the apps that is already included, you're going to get a little bit over 5 gigs. So that slot that they added, just get a good 64 gigs of an SD slot and you are good to go. It does say it runs Bluetooth 4 version, which is great. Now when it comes to the CPU, this is going to be fun. It has, wow, look at this thing. It has 8 cores. This is a ARM Cortex. It runs A57 and A53. TegraX1 T210 Arista. This is insane what it has. This is some very, very good stuff. NVIDIA is not holding back. Now with the cable that I got is running 1920 by 1080p. The GPU is going to render the NVIDIA Integra, which is great. This thing does support dual Wi-Fi with 5 gigs and your standard 2.4. It runs Android 9 and the device is not rooted. Now, when it comes to 3D, this thing could definitely handle this. Now, let's look at some of the codecs, because this is very important. It's got the audios, MP4, 3GPP, the FLAC, ALLO, G711, MPEG L2, MPEG Opus, RAW, Vorbis. This thing has everything. It's going to be able to upscale to 4K very easy. It should handle 4-scale very good. It's got all the NVIDIA platforms, all the codecs, all the encoders, 264, 265 MPEG, VP8. This thing's gonna have everything and everything. I am blown away, like all the stuff that this thing has. This thing has the power, and I mean power to do it. It should be able to play the 4K very easily. It should be able to handle all of that stuff. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this. Can this be the next Fire Stick replacement? When it comes to price, probably not. When it comes to how small it is, maybe. We'll see. As always, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys soon.